sealed in the coffins, hidden from sight, guarding the truth too dark for the light. But secrets like these never sleep for long. The locks are breaking, the silence is gone. The only thing stronger than craving the past is chasing a tale that pulls you in fast. You didn't mean to spiral, to fall this deep. One more chapter, then two. Remember to sleep. You're playing it safe, feather mode, but looking at your TBR, I don't know. You're reading like a ripple, wild and unchained, tearing through books like you're not on Vervain. The line between fiction and real, it's blurred. You feel every twist, every page, every word. The voices are louder, your focus is lost. To get the job done, turn it off. It's time to read, to go beyond.
Is that better? Can you guys hear me now? Let's see. Start over. Okay. No, I was just saying, first of all, okay, yes, I will start over. Welcome to Wind Down Wednesday, Bloodbath Wednesday, whatever you want to call it. Let us know in the chat what you're going to be doing or reading or whatever, drinking. Let us know all the things down below. Not down below, but like in the comments, like chat. And then what was it? Oh, I was saying that I can't really hear out of this ear right now. I don't know why. This happens every so often, but a doctor has never been able to figure out why this happens. So if I'm talking too low or too loud, let me know, because I can't really tell how loud I'm talking because I can only hear out of one ear right now. So yeah, that's all I was saying. That's as far as I got before I saw that I was muted. So welcome. How's everyone doing? I am going to be reading poll pick number 4. So I'm about halfway through. My goal is to try to get to like maybe 75%. Hopefully. I think it's doable. We'll see. Yeah, my goal is to get to like 75%, maybe even 80 if I'm lucky, you know. I'm drinking, you know, have my blood bag, of course. But I'm drinking, what is this? San Antonio, the sweet red one that they have. This is the same thing that I was drinking last week too, but I forgot to like bring it in the room so I can show you guys, because normally I like to show you guys what I'm drinking in case you guys want to go like check it out at your local winery, liquor store, whatever. So yeah, that is what I'm drinking. Definitely, if you enjoy like sweeter red wines, you might want to check this one out. If you don't like sweet wines or sweet red wines, I don't recommend this. Yeah, it's nice, but it's sweet. So that's what I'm drinking. That is what I'm reading. I think that's everything. I'm going to jump into the comments and see how y'all are doing, see what y'all are up to. Let's see. Let's go to the top. Hello, Glenda. Go Team Vampires. I'll be reading I'll Be Gone in the Dark, A Woman's Obsessive Search for the Golden State Killer by Michelle McNamara for the main prompt. Nice. Let's see. Did you finish What Lies in the Woods or The Other Woman, Glenda? I know those were 2 books that you were reading earlier. Let's see. Be Gone in the Dark. I don't think I've heard of this one. This title doesn't sound familiar to me, but I hope you enjoy it. Hello, Christina. How are you? Welcome in. We have our announcement video and TBR recommendations list. In case you're still looking for books or need recommendations, here is your playlist for all of that. Remember to hydrate, take your meds, check the laundry, stretch, stop by the Mystic Grill for a bite, Team Salvatore with red blood snacks, or Team Matt for vervain treats, and post pics in the Discord. Who knows what I'll be doing? I'm tired and can fall asleep, but it's only 6 p.m. That was me earlier. That was me at like 3. I was like, oh, I don't know. I'm dragging. I literally fell asleep in a meeting today. It wasn't like an in-person meeting. It was a virtual meeting. But I fell asleep somewhere like halfway into the meeting. It was a meeting that I feel like I didn't really need to be in. I'm not sure. I guess they just included everybody so that nobody felt left out. So that I guess if you had something to say, you can't say that, oh, we didn't invite you kind of thing. But I was just like, I don't need to be here. Definitely fell asleep halfway into the meeting. And then all I know is I woke up and they were like, all right, bye. And I'm like, oh, good. Let me hang up. Because imagine if I was just like sleep the whole time and then I'm the only one left in the room. That would have been bad. So thankfully I woke up when I did. So yeah, I feel you. Here is the link to the Discord if you have not joined the Discord. Are you feeling compelled to smash the like and subscribe button or the subscribe bell harder than Klaus Crash the Decade Dance? Show your support. Let's see which faction brings the most fantastic energy. Hello to Glenda. Hello to Molly. Hello to Molly and Christina. And next up on our Founders Day parade is Atia. Atia has sprints. Oh, she has sprints at 9 today? Okay, I did not know that. Cool. Good to know. Hello to Glenda and Christina. Her Majesty's Royal Coven and Dungeon Crawler Carl, my 2 books I'm flipping between, about 50% through both, and enjoying them both. Nice. Yeah, I remember you were reading, I think you were reading Dungeon Crawler Carl last week. I don't remember. Her Majesty's Royal Coven might have been something that you picked up a little more recently. But I do have that you were reading Dungeon Crawler Carl. Did you finish Blood Slaves? Did I ask you that already? I don't remember. Let's see. Also, for some reason, I thought you read Her Majesty's Royal Coven a long time ago. I don't know why I keep like thinking that you read books that you didn't read. Oops. Did I just click? Coven. There we go. Join us on the Founders Day Parade. Yeah, this is the link to the sprint. So if you want to see who's next in the sprint list, or if you want to go back and watch past sprints, if you missed any, you want to watch the replay, this is the playlist that you'll want to head over to. Hello to Lynn. Hello to Lexi. Gonna be reading None Shall Sleep. Ooh, hybrid owl over here. I have had one None Shall Sleep for so long. It's literally like sitting right on this cart. It's been staring at me for like probably over a year. And I just haven't read it. So you'll have to let me know if it's good or not. I think in the future, I was going to do it this year, but I don't remember like how or why I talked myself out of it. But I think next year on the submission form, I'm going to have a space for you to put like what you've rated a book, purely for selfish reasons, so that I can see like what books get high ratings, so I know what books to add to my TBR. But yeah, I was going to do that this year. For some reason, I ended up not doing it. I can't remember why I didn't do it. Maybe just because I didn't want to add a bunch of extra questions for y'all to have to answer. But next year I might do it. Also, did you finish Julie Chan is Dead? Because that is what I have that you were reading last week. So let us know. None Shall Sleep. Excellent. Hello, Lexi. Hello, Monica. How are you? I don't know what this is in reference to. The fact that Lynn is halfway through both of them and enjoying both of them? Hopefully, that's what this is in reference to. Hello to Monica. Hello, Christina. Yeah, this is what everybody was telling me, that you could not hear me. That was awesome. Not surprised. Not the first time that this has happened, you know? If you've been here before, you know. This is a thing that happens. Okay, this is when everybody could hear me. Excellent. Yes, we can hear you. Hey, Nikki. Glad I'm not the only one. I thought my speakers were broken. No, my microphone just wasn't turned on. It was plugged in, but not turned on. Hello to Monica, Bree, Lexi, and Lynn. Hello to Nikki and Bree. Hello, Glenda. Got a little sip. I think this was when I was talking about the fact that I can only hear out of one ear right now. I think that's when this comment came in. Reading Fairy Tale by King and making a sandwich for dinner. What kind of sandwich are you making? Let's see. Oh, wait, actually, yeah. I didn't even have to click that because when I put in the other Lexi's book, your name also came up, so I could have just left it on the page and it was already on. Let's see. So you were reading The Secret Investigator of Astor Street and also The Last Wife. Did you finish either of those? And if so, what did you rate them? How was it? Fairy Tale. Hee spit spit. Hello to Lexi. Hello, Jeannie. I'll be doing mostly productivity stuff tonight. Maybe working on some writing as well. Very nice. Finishing up another book, Skin by Ibi Zaboy. Is that how you say that? On page 347 of 387. Oh, you're almost done. After that, I'll start reading my main prompt book. Nice. Yeah, you're almost finished. That's awesome. Yeah, you are so close. Hello, Sadia. How are you? Welcome, welcome. Hello to Jeannie and Sadia. I'll wait until after I finish reading my main book prompt before submitting both books. Good. Gotta skip the line loan. Ooh, of Catabasis by, I think this is RF Pong. That's probably a typo. Question. I haven't been on the internet much since I found out about this whole Libby changing the deliver later situation. And I haven't used the feature where I've tried to like recall books that I like put on hold or suspended the hold or whatever. How is that working for people? Are people liking this change or are they hating it? I don't have like a good gauge on whether or not this is a good like change that they've made to the platform or a bad one. All of the books that I have on hold are books that I'm not ready for yet. So I've like suspended them since I can't deliver later. I've suspended them, but I haven't like tried to call any of them back yet. So like has anybody tried to call a book back that they suspended? And if so, did it come like timely or did you have to like wait a really long time before it came through? I'm very curious to know how this is working out. Like I said, I've been very absent from the community, so I don't know what's going on. So I'll be reading that. Let's updates. Let me know. Oops. Did you finish We Will Reign, Monica? Services. I didn't spell that right. There we go. I'll Be Gone in the Dark. It's a good one. Gave it 5 stars. Oh, nice. Okay. Awesome. Hello, Annette. Reading Razorblade Tears by S.A. Cosby tonight, but it's almost time for bed. All good. Appreciate you hanging out with us until bed. Are you still reading Salem's Lot, or did you finish Salem's Lot? Razorblade Tears. That's one. I have not read that one. I think the only book that I read by S.A. Cosby is, what is that book called? All the Sinners Bleed. That's the only one that I've actually read. Reading The Taken Ones by Jess Lowry at page 255 of 329. Nice. Let's see. What were you reading last time? You were reading Good Girl, Bad Blood. And I think you might have put that down or saved it for later or something. Did you ever end up coming back around to that? And then you were also reading Deceived by the Gargoyles. Did you finish that? And if so, how was it? Let us know. Yeah, it was. Plugged in but turned off, so that was great. Gonna try starting Five Little Pigs by Agatha Christie. We might switch back to one of the other books I'm reading. Currently halfway through 3, and tonight I've got to do some cleaning. Okay. I have not heard of Five Little Pigs. That's a new one. Did you finish The Well of Ascension? I feel like you might have finished that. I can't remember. I feel like I might have seen in the Discord that you finished that. Maybe that's why I'm thinking that. Or maybe somebody else finished it. But I saw somebody in the Discord say something about they finished this book. Maybe it wasn't you. I don't know. Let us know if you finished it or not. Five Little Pigs. Hello, Michelle. Ooh, we'll also be reading Catabasis. Nice. And I don't think, let me see. I don't think I have you in my spreadsheet, so let's add you. Catabasis. Awesome. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. There we go. All right, excellent. Hello, Jean. Go Hybrids. I'm currently at 40%. I'm sorry for your loss by Georgia. Is it McVeigh? It is getting so good. Ooh, okay. I have not heard of this book. Let's see. What were you reading last time, Jean? You were reading Enchantra. I'm pretty sure you finished that though. I'm pretty sure you finished Enchantra, if I'm not mistaken. Let me know if you didn't finish it. But I feel like you did. Let's see. Sorry for your loss. Excellent. Ignore that one. I may need more coffee. That was the wrong one. Okay. Okay, is that 10? I was gonna say she's printing at 9. That's unusual. Did you ever watch which one? Like the new one? Because isn't there like an old version? I watched the one that had, my husband, Michael Trevino. I watched the one that he was on. I watched the one that all the people from the Vampire Diaries was on. So it was like Michael Trevino, Riley Vokel, who I can't think of what his name is, but the guy that played Jackson in the originals. Who else? I'm pretty sure there were some other people from the Vampire Diaries universe that was on that show besides those three. But those are the only ones that I can like think of off the top of my head. Is that the one you're talking about? Because I also feel like there was one that came out like years ago, and that one I did not ever watch. Jess is doing Salem's Lot reading sprints. Yes, she is. I did finish too. Okay, 3.75. I like the humor, but the MC kind of irritated me with how much she complained. And so far, Natural Sleep is good. I'm at 50%. I started last night. Oh, nice. Awesome. Turkey sandwich since I was making one for the Little Rose field trip. Fair enough. Both of those. Okay, good. Let me see. Let me go back so I can take those off the list. Cool. Gonna be listening to the audiobook for Come As You Are. That title sounds very familiar. I can't like place the... There we go. I can't... Wait, that's not right. Okay. Do I not have you in here, Nikki? That's strange. Okay. I'll just add you again. I feel like you should be in here somewhere, but it's not coming up, so... I do not know what happened. You guys ever hear, if you guys ever watch videos of like, not interviews, but like the convention that I went to, like panels, that's what I'm looking for. If you ever watch panels that Paul, I feel like there's something on my arm, that Paul and Ian do together, they always do this weird thing where they're like, very nice, very nice. I don't know if you guys ever heard them do that before, but Ian kept doing it on Sunday, and now I keep hearing that in my head. So like I have to like stop myself from saying it like randomly throughout the day, because then people look at me like I'm crazy when I'm not the one that made this up. But yeah, that was just a random thought that I had just now, because for some reason I was gonna say it. I don't know what I was gonna even say it in reference to. But for some reason I was about to say it, and I was like, well, you guys can appreciate that. You guys know who Ian and Paul are. All right, let's save that. Excellent. Mascara was a 4. Ooh, Last Wife was a 5. Okay, nice. Lovely. Okay. Good to know. Use the liver later a lot, but not recently. Okay. And good luck getting that read before you have to give it back. I unsuspended a couple of books, but I was already close to the front of the line for them both, so they came in quickly. I like it so far, though. Sometimes I request too many at once. Yeah, same. Like sometimes I'll just put like a bunch on hold, because especially like when it comes to readathons, because you don't know like what the prompts are going to be or whatever. I'll just like think of a whole bunch of different, I'm like, okay, one of these should work, but I don't know like which one is going to be the one that I'm actually going to need. So I'll put them all on hold. And then once I know what I need, like once a prompt drops or something, I'll put like, deliver today or deliver tomorrow, deliver as soon as possible. So now that they don't have the deliver later feature and it's just like suspend, I'm like, well, if I try to unsuspend it, how quickly am I going to be able to get my books? So am I going to be able to get them when I need them, or am I going to have to wait 2 weeks or something? Because then that defeats the purpose of what I'm trying to do here. Okay, finished it yesterday. It was a reread. I read it when I was a teen. Held it pretty well. Okay, cool. Nice. Libby Soul Good Girl. Oh no! But it's on hold. Love Her Deceived by the Gargoyles. Gave it 5 stars. Nice. Okay. Awesome. Really like To Deceive. Okay. I have not heard of this book until Sadia brought it up last week. Do you like Why Choose Romance? I don't think I've ever... me and Sasha talked about this like back in like the beginning of the month. We had talked about this just because one of the prompts, I think one of the first prompts was like, I think one of the vampire bonus prompts like for the faction is to read a book with a love triangle or something. And Sash had asked like if Why Choose counts as love triangle, and that's kind of how the conversation got brought up. But I don't think I've ever read a proper Why Choose, so I can't really say whether or not I like it because I don't think I've ever read one. That was me. Okay, I was gonna say I remember somebody said in the Discord that they finished it, but I didn't know if it was you or not. But I remember seeing that. That's good. 5 stars. Awesome. There should be trigger warnings. Oh, okay. A lot of graphic content similar to SVU cases. Oh, okay. Did not know that. Good to know. Finish and Tantra gave it 5 stars. Look at all these 5 stars. September sounds like it's going really well for you guys, and you guys are reading some really awesome books. I hate We Will Rate. Okay. As soon as I said you guys are reading some really awesome books, Monica's like, I hated this book. I will not be continuing the series. All right, fair enough. I'll see you scheduled for tomorrow at 9, but she had fixed it for today, and you were on. Yeah, okay, perfect. Watch both Roswells, but I specifically was asking about the one with Tyler. Of course, I watched the one with Tyler. He was really one of the only reasons why I watched it. Actually, that's not true. I watched it because there's another guy. I don't know what his name is, but like there's like the 3 siblings. Obviously not the one that plays Jackson. I know him. But the other boy, he was cute. And I was like, ooh, what's this show? So I started watching it. And then I saw Tyler and I was like, wait a minute. Is that my husband? And then I saw Freya and I was like, wait a minute. Is that Freya? And then Jackson? Like, wait a minute. Did they just take everybody from the TVD universe and just dump them in this show? Is this where everybody went? Is this where the other side is? You die on TVD and you go to the other side and the other side is just Roswell. Did not remember that many TVD actors were in Roswell, New Mexico. Might have to rewatch. Yeah, it's at least 3 that I can think of off the top of my head. It might be more. I just can't remember. It's been a while since I watched it because I'm pretty sure I watched Roswell. I want to say it was back in 2020 or 2019, something like that. I'm pretty sure is when I watched it. So it's been a while. And I don't even think I finished it. I think there's at least 1 or 2 seasons. And I don't know how many seasons there are altogether. But I know whatever the most recent season or like whatever the last season was, I think it's over now, right? Are they still making episodes? I don't even know. But I know there's at least 1 season that I haven't seen because at the time that I was watching it, that season wasn't out yet. I think I might have watched like the first 2 or 3. I don't know. I'm not sure. But yeah, I know there's at least 1 more season that came out after I had like finished binging, and then I just never went back and rewatch, watch that, whatever that newest season was. There was one previously. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Yeah, I never watched the old one before. I didn't even know there was an old one until I started watching the new one. Relocating to bed. We'll turn on TV to... I'm assuming this is some kind of channel, but probably no comments for me for a bit. That's fine. Why Choose Romances are so good when they're done right. Yeah, keyword is when they're done right. Molly, we'll see you in a bit. What I've heard is that most stories are Why Choose and called a love triangle. Okay, that's fair. A true love triangle is when A is dating B and C, and B and C are also dating. Oh, interesting. Okay, so what do you call like the Stefan Dana Elena thing? Because like she like was stuck between the 2 of them and like had to choose. It wasn't a why choose because she did end up choosing. So like, what is that? What is that? I always thought of that as like a love triangle where it's like these 2 people love this same person and this person has to like choose which direction they're gonna go in. Oh, nice. What part of Maryland? Well, maybe don't. Maybe don't put that on the internet. No, everybody don't need to know your business. But welcome, an early welcome. Have fun. I hope you enjoy it. Try to stay away from DC. There's a lot of the National Guard is definitely heavy in DC. That is a love triangle. Okay, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. That's how I think of a love triangle. Yeah, that's what I thought. I didn't even think about the fact that, like, I mean, I understand Christina's point that, like, oh, like they're kind of like all in love with each other, but yeah, no, not in this case. That's not how I think of a love triangle. To me, if they're all in love with each other, why don't y'all just get together? Like, just have like this poly relationship. Like, with this, we can make this easy. Doesn't even need to be any conflict. But when they have to choose, you know, oh, do I go with this one? Do I go with that one? That's where the drama comes in. That's where things get interesting. But with that, we have reached the end of the comments. So I'm going to get our timer pulled up. And I'll probably wait until Elena will be why choose in that case. But I thought why choose is when you don't have to choose. Like, you just decide, oh yeah, we're all just going to do this thing together. Going to go to the beach. Oh, for a music festival. Packing, cleaning up tonight, probably listening to the moment. Nice. Very cool. Let me update. I'll have to look and see what oh, did you finish 6 Crimson Cranes? And also, did you finish Blood and Honey? Let's see. The Bone Witch. If Damon and Stefan were into each other as well, that would probably be poly, yeah. It would also be incest. Consider why choose 3+ and only one girl / guy. Okay, that's fair. It's interesting that we all kind of have like slightly different variations of what we consider like love triangles or like why choose or whatever. Hello to Jen. Have fun at the music festival. Why choose is when one person has to choose between 2 people and sometimes does not. Cough, Catherine. Okay, I thought why choose was when I thought why choose like was Catherine. Whereas like a love triangle would be Elena, because Elena had to choose, or at least in the end she did choose, and Catherine, like you said, did not. Oh no, DNF. I feel like I remember you saying, I don't know if I remember you saying that you DNF'd it, but I feel like I do remember you saying that you weren't loving it when you were reading it last week. I do like vaguely remember that now that you brought that up. Most why choose and with the girl having both guys. A lot of times having sex with both guys and the guys not having sex with each other. Okay. It's just a poly relationship, yeah. All right, let's move on over here. So I will probably wait until we come back from this sprint, and I'll tell you guys a little bit about the convention that I was at over the weekend. Or if you guys have questions about the convention, load me up with questions. Happy to answer what I can. Because it was a good time. If you were in the Discord, then you saw like different pictures that I was posting from the different panels. If you follow me on Instagram, then you saw all the videos of the guys on stage doing wild and crazy things. But it was a good time. So yeah, we can talk more about it once we get back from this sprint. Triangle connects on 3 points, so that's why it's a 3. Yeah, I mean, yes, I said that makes sense. But all right, friends, I will see you guys back here in an hour. Oh wait, I don't even have the timer pulled up on my end for me to be able to hit start. Where's the timer at? Oh, there we go. I always thought of it the other way too, but this is what I was told because A plus B and B plus C and A plus C are 3 different relationships. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. It's too much math for me. All right, folks, see you guys back here in an hour. Happy sprinting. And we are back. How did everyone do? How did your reading go during that sprint? What did you guys end up doing? I read for that sprint. I think I got maybe 12% further into the story. I think. I can't quite remember where I started, but I want to think I got like 12%. So I take that as a win. That was successful. I'm trying to think if I did anything else besides read. I don't think I did. Oh, I had a snack, sort of. I think that's pretty much it. The next sprint, I'm planning to do dinner. I need to make dinner, eat dinner. I'll probably try to listen to more of this while I'm eating and while I'm cooking too, because I want to try to get through this. It says I have 4 hours left, and if I listen to it at 2 times speed, it means I only have 2 hours left. So theoretically, if we do 2 more sprints, I could potentially finish this book on sprints. Will that happen? I make no promises. So, to be seen. But yeah, that is what I did during this sprint. Let's see what you guys got up to. We had Amal join us. Hello, Amal. Just finished my round 6 books a few hours ago. The Girl from Devil's Lake. Nice. Let me add that. Oop. Always forget that my keyboard goes to sleep. Oh, is that... Oh, maybe not. I was going to say, is that related to the last book that you were reading? Because the last time you were reading Murder at Rochester Park, I wasn't sure if this was like a sequel, but I don't think it is. Let's see. Girl from Devil's Lake. Nice. Don't know what to read. Do you have some options? Hello to Amal. Some might choose romances. There's MM, so there will be scenes with guys with each other and a girl and all together. Yeah. Hello, Jamie, popping in from work at 74% into A Flicker in the Dark, so I'll definitely be finishing that tonight. What are you thinking of that so far, Jamie? I know there were a couple of people that decided to pick that one up for the round 6 prompt. That was one of the reasons. I was going to say that's one of the reasons why I picked that as my creator favorite, but that's actually not true. I probably would have picked that as my creator favorite anyway. It just kind of like worked out perfectly. So I was like I could have swapped it out for something that would have worked for the prompts, but I was like, this does work for the prompts because this could have worked for, I think it was round 1, which was a missing persons, or it could have worked for round 6. So depending on, if you read it already, then obviously, if you got one of those perks, one of the perks, I forget which round it was for, but one of the perks was that you could count a book that you already submitted for something else if it applies to this new prompt. So if people read A Flicker in the Dark earlier and submitted it, like they could just use that perk if they haven't already used that perk. But yeah, I purposefully was like, mwahaha, let's see who uses it too soon or, not soon enough. But I'm curious to know what your thoughts are. I know there were a couple of people in the Discord. I think they were on the Vampire team that were talking about reading it. And you're also on the Vampire team, so you probably saw some of those messages in the Discord. But I'm curious, what are you thinking? How is it going? Are you liking it? Hello to Monica and Jamie. Hello, Atia. How are you? Welcome in. Also, I don't think that I updated the fact that Jamie is reading A Flicker in the Dark. Oh, did you finish See You Yesterday, Jamie? I'm very curious to know what your thoughts were on that. What am I looking for? A Flicker in the Dark. Flicker in the Dark. Oops. Spelled the wrong. Hello to Atia. Reading Light Seekers. I don't know how you say this author's name. Is it Feme Coyote? I don't know. I've not heard of this book. Light Seekers. The title sounds familiar, but that author's name does not look familiar to me. So I don't know. Let's see. You were reading Big Chicas Don't Cry. Did you finish that? You were also reading The Lotus Empire and The Removed. Have you finished any of those? I'm assuming you probably finished at least one of those, or if you haven't finished it, maybe you DNF'd it or soft DNF'd it or whatever like that. But let us know. Light Seekers. Hello to Atia. Hello to Glenda. I got to 52%, hoping to finish it tonight so I can submit it for retrieval. Nice. Didn't get any reading done, but showered my kids and did some laundry. Nice. Nothing wrong with that. 159 to 541 of catabasis. For me, that's sprint, slow progress. But I'm typing up notes for a buddy read as I go. Oh, that's cool. Nice. Who are you? Are you reading? Are you buddy reading it with other like people that are in the Discord? People that are like in your real life? Like, are you part of like a book club or something? Got to 70%. Would like to finish this book tonight. Yeah, let's see. Let's see how many of us can finish our books tonight. Got to chapter 5 in catabasis. Nice. Also had dinner. Ooh, what'd you have? Hello, Jacinth. How are you? Reading Deadstream. Ooh, almost done. Also been listening to Off to the Races by Elsie Silver. Nice. I have Deadstream on my October TBR. I don't really have a TBR per se for October. I really have more of like a pile of possibilities just because I don't know like what the prompts are going to be for Fablin. Also, if you have not joined Fablin, join Fablin. The link is not down below, but Margaret is the host. Margaret is one of our faction leaders for the vampire team. I'm sorry, for the human team. She was a vampire last year. This year, she's a human. But yeah, Margaret is hosting Fablin. If you've never heard of it, go head over to her channel at The Word Nerd. Join, and you should be on my team. I am one of the guild masters for the blue team, which is the Eldritch Investigators. So if you were on team Colonel Mustard back in February for Get a Clue, and you want to investigate some stuff, you want to do some super sleuthing, some detective work, you know, come join the best team, okay? That's my shameless plug. Let's see, Deadstream, and Off to the Races. What was I saying before I like went on that random tangent of talking about Fablin? Oh, I was talking about Deadstream and the fact that it's on my pile of possibilities. Since I don't know what the prompts are going to be, I just have like a bunch of books picked out. They still might not fit the prompts, so I don't know what I'm going to do in that case. But I really want to prioritize like spooky horror thriller books in October, which might be a little bit of a challenge because Fablin definitely is geared towards fantasy, or at least the prompts last year were more geared towards like fantasy stuff. So it's a little bit challenging, but I'm going to do my best to try to stick to all of my horror stuff because I like to, you know, atmosphere read where I'm reading like, you know, scary books in October or reading Christmas books in December or reading romance books in February. You know, it helps me like kind of like get into it. It makes it more immersive for me when I can do that. So that's going to be my goal. But I hope that you're loving Deadstream. I hear great things about it, so I hope that you're loving it. And then Off to the Races, I still have not read anything by Elsie Silver. I know I need to, but I just have not gotten around to it yet. Got to 6%. I got further but wasn't paying attention, had to start over. I'm reading it for the current Mystic campaign, but also for a second chance author prompt in another readathon. Nice. Read one other Agatha Christie book and struggled really hard to get into it. I think her writing or the narrating is just not my cup of. That makes sense. I think the only, I'm trying to think, have I read? Oh, I guess I did read more than one. Because I read And Then There Were None. I don't know if you've read that one before, but I really liked that. That was really good. And I was honestly surprised how much I liked And Then There Were None, just because of like, you know, it's a much older book. And sometimes things that are old don't really like age well, or, you know, there have been so many iterations of it that when you go back and you read or watch, you know, the original, it's like, oh, this doesn't really hit because like I kind of already knew what to expect. But no, like that book was great. Thought that was fantastic. And then I also read another one, Forget a Clue, but I can't remember what it was called. It was really short. I don't know why the camera keeps like trying to focus. I don't know. Can it not see my face? Like, hello? What is it doing? Hopefully that's not bothering you guys. It's bothering me. But I can't remember what it was called. It was one of the Pyro. How do you say that man's name? It was one of those books. It might have been like one of the first ones. I can't remember. But it had a yellow cover, which is why I read it for Team Mustard, because we got points for reading books with yellow covers. But that one was okay. It wasn't bad. I think that one was a little bit confusing to me. I was like, it's too many people, first of all. And like, how did you figure this out? Like, what were the clues? So that one I was a little bit lost. But And Then There Were None. That was really good. I'm enjoying it. Got some good clues. Have some theories. That's exciting. I will say that when I read that book, all I'll say is that I should have trusted my first instinct, because I was right the first time, and then I got caught up in the misdirect and then thought it was somebody else, and it turns out I was right all along. So trust your gut, you know? That's all I'll say. I'm glad for the Nina perk this round because I might have to use it. Ooh, okay, not my usual jam, but I did enjoy it. Nice, like the MCs. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. In a book club online. Okay, we have our own Discord for it. It's great fun. Love hearing other people's POVs. Very cool. Nice. It's a fairly short book, so maybe you can squeeze it in. Yes, I will. I definitely want to. That is my goal. Because you're right, it is short. I think it's like only like 7 hours on audio or something like that. When I was putting together my list, I was like making a list of the books that I want to read. And I tried to prioritize it by like books that have been on my TBR the longest to like ones that have been added more recently. And I also tried to prioritize the ones that I physically own versus the ones that I just would be reading like through Libby or something. And I also was keeping track of like how long they were because I'm like, okay, the smaller ones I can travel it, get in there. The longer ones, I'm like, might have to wait till next time. I don't know. But yeah, you're right. It is short, so hopefully I can squeeze it in. I think that's where I have to. Yeah, don't get caught up in the misdirect. Don't let her get you because she got me. Don't let her get you. You've been warned. I need to stick with my gut, I think. Yeah. That would be my recommendation. I mean, unless your gut is wrong, which, I mean, I guess that's possible too. But I was right the first time, and I second guessed myself, and I let Stacey Willingham talk me out of who I thought it was. She got me good on that one. The one I'm reading now and the one I read are both. Oh, okay, Pyrrha. I think that. Yeah. I don't remember the other one's name, but it was really short. Yeah. I don't know how you pronounce his name. I think it's like Pyro. I don't know. I'm not even going to attempt. The word is on the screen. Y'all know who we're talking about. I love the Flicker in the Dark. Yay! I'm so glad. I feel like there have been a couple of people that have been like, oh, I didn't like that book. And I'm just like, boo. But it makes me feel good when I recommend books to people and like they actually like them. There's nothing worse than recommending somebody a book and then they don't like it. That is the worst feeling. And then like as a booktuber, that's also really bad because then people are like, oh, we can't trust your recommendations. So there's nothing worse than recommending a book that people end up not liking. That's rough. So I'm glad there are so many people that are liking this book. This was probably one of the first? I think it might have been one of the first thrillers that I read when I like started reading a couple years ago. I was impressed. Her other one, All the Dangerous Things, is good too. Yeah, I agree. I think that one is good, but I think A Flicker in the Dark is better. And then what was the other one that she did? Something about lucky. Only if you're lucky. I'm torn between All the Dangerous Things and Only if You're Lucky, like which one I like more. I feel like they're very different, so it's like hard to compare them. But I'm trying to think if I had to reread, which one am I more likely to reread? I don't know. Now that I think, I might be more likely to read All the Dangerous Things more than Only If You're Lucky. Only If You're Lucky was cool, but like the ending, it wasn't bad. I just was like, I don't know. I just kind of didn't care that that's how it ended. I was like, oh, okay. I feel like I should have cared more. I should have been, shocked or appalled. And I was just like, okay. Back a bit late, had to pick up Bro from football practice. Didn't read though. I mean, if you had to go pick someone up, I would hope that you weren't reading like while you were driving. Haven't read the Leo yet. I think that one came out, was it last year or the year before? And I don't even know if she's come out with anything after that one. I have not kept up with her after book 3. Not for any reason, like not because there's anything wrong with her or her writing. There have been so many other books, so many other things just happening in life that I haven't kept up. I haven't really kept up with new releases at all, to be quite honest. Most of the new releases that I'm aware of were books that were by like my fave, like auto by authors. So like Abby Jimenez or like Kennedy Ryan, like stuff like that. Or Taylor Jenkins Reid, people that I'm just like, I'll read anything, like I'll read your grocery list kind of people. But outside of that, I have not been keeping up with new releases. I probably need to like go on to BookTube and like watch some people's new releases videos so I even know what's coming. Because I have no idea what's even set to come out for the rest of this year. So this practice was like less than a mile away. So for most of this part, I was just sitting here. Oh. Well, whatever. Uploading a video now because I forgot that I didn't do that yesterday. Nice. Speaking of video, I've been trying to decide whether or not I want to do a TBR video for October. or a pile of possibilities video for October. And I feel like I should, right? Like as a co-host of a readathon, I feel like I should. But there's a part of me that is feeling like so creatively blocked right now. And I feel like I'm not like fully in it because my creativity is not flowing like I like for it to. Because y'all know, if you've been here for a while, you know that when I do TBR videos, I usually have like a costume and a skit, and it's like a whole thing. And so I don't want to do like a half-ass TBR video, but I also like there's just nothing happening in here. Like I don't have any ideas that feel natural or that I feel inspired to do. So I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like, do I do a TBR video or do I pass? Like, I don't know. I've been thinking about that over the last couple of days, kind of going back and forth. And also just like trying to find the time to do it and edit it. It's like a whole other thing. But it's just like, even if I had the time, I'm just like, I don't know what to do. I don't know. Those are my favorite videos to fall asleep to. Oh, nice. Just ate dinner, took my meds, because I'm starting Enigma. Ooh, I haven't heard of that. That's the author that wrote, what's that book called? Gothicana. I have not read Gothicana, but I do have it on my shelf behind me. I don't really know much about this author's work. I don't even remember why I bought Gothicana, to be quite honest. I don't remember anything about like the synopsis. I have no idea why I decided to buy it, but it's on my shelf for some reason or another, and it's been there for quite some time now. Let's see. Let's add Enigma to our list. Do you guys like my hat? I think this is, what is that girl's name? How am I blanking on her name? Candace. This is Candace King's merch. If you guys remember the scene in season 6 where they're talking about the letter that her mother wrote her, and she's like, did I tell you to stand there and look stupid? No. I said, burn it. And it has like a little match on the side. Got this at the conference. So, of course, I've been wearing this. Plus, my hair needs to be done. So, I've been wearing this a lot the last couple of days since I got it. Love it. Great quality merch. I got a bunch of merch. I probably bought more merch than I really should have. Leo, what's his name? Leo Howard. He had some merch that I got. I got a jersey, a Vampire Diaries jersey. Love that. What else did I get? I got a t-shirt. I'll probably wear that either on Sunday for sprints or on Tuesday next week for sprints. Oh my gosh, guys. Like, we're at the end of the month. We're literally at the end of the month. Next week, like next Wednesday, September will be over. Next Wednesday is October 1st, I'm pretty sure. Which is crazy that, like, Mystic is about to be over. I'm so sad. A part of me is relieved that it's going to be over soon because it's, obviously it's a lot to manage behind the scenes, but I'm also really sad because I feel like it's been a lot of fun. And I enjoy like going into the Discord and kind of like creeping on people's posts and their comments and stuff and seeing what books they're reading and watching you guys like work together and like coordinate and collaborate. It's been absolutely amazing. Such a joy. I feel like last year was good, especially for that having been the first year, it was good. But like this year, I could not have asked for like a better experience of running this readathon. And obviously that is a big like a testament to you guys that are participating, you guys being awesome. Yeah, it really has. It really has. I'm just like, oh my gosh, like this time next week, September will be over. That's crazy. All right, I'll stop running my mouth. I'm going to set up the timer and I'm going to go make dinner and listen to more of this book while I cook and then eat dinner and listen to more of this book while I eat dinner. Yeah, it's going to be really sad. I'm going to miss you guys. It's been great. Yes, I'm so glad that you guys are enjoying it. I know I'm enjoying it, but, I could be biased, of course. But when other people are enjoying it, that makes me feel good. It's like, okay, good. It's not just me. All right, folks. I will see you guys back here in an hour. Hold on, just kidding. I don't have the timer pulled up on my end to be able to hit start. There we go. All right, see you guys back here in an hour. Happy reading or whatever it is you're going to be doing. And we are back. How did everyone do? How did your sprint go that time around? What did you guys do? I listened to another 12%, so feeling good about how this is going so far. Let's see, how much do I have left? It says that I have 2 hours and 42 minutes left. So I probably will not finish this on sprints, but that'll mean that I have a lot less to read tomorrow or whenever I do end up finishing this. Hopefully tomorrow, maybe I can try to read it on the train tomorrow because I do unfortunately have to go into the office tomorrow. But so maybe I can listen to this on the train on my way to work and finish it then. Because with 2 hours and 45 minutes, I think our next sprint is just going to be a 45-minute sprint so that we can get done in time for Atia to start. Because if we do an hour, that'll put us at 9:50. Like if we did an hour right now without me looking at the comments, just right now went into another hour-long sprint, that would put us at 9:50, which would give us like 10 minutes to try to go through comments and chat and stuff before Atia starts. So if I want to have time to like go through the comments and see how you guys did and all that kind of stuff and like chat, whatever, then I think 45 is what we're going to have to do. And depending on how long the comments go, I might have to do like a 30 instead of a 45. We'll see. But while I'm thinking about it, let me update the timer time to 45. There we go. See, I think the next one will be a little bit shorter and be a 45. But I read another 12%. I made dinner, ate dinner. Dinner was really good. I ended up earlier today. I had DoorDash. So I went to the grocery store that I normally go to get my groceries. I went there yesterday. When I went there, they didn't have any salmon. And like salmon is my go-to thing. I don't know if you guys remember Pat, but I haven't seen Pat in like a year. I don't think anybody has seen Pat in a while. Hopefully she's doing okay. But Pat used to always, anytime I would say like, oh, I'm going to go make dinner, Pat would be like, oh, are you making salmon? Because like, that's my thing. Like I love salmon. So I eat salmon almost every night. But yeah, I ended up getting, I tried to go to the grocery store to get salmon. When I went to the grocery store, they were completely out. And I was like, okay, boo. So then I went again today. They were still out. And I'm like, okay. So then I ended up having to just like DoorDash groceries from a different grocery store. Because I'm like, I'm not driving all the way out there. But they did have salmon, and so I got like some different ones. They had like a jerk something or whatever. I forget what the other one was. Might have been like a lemon butter or something. I don't know. Who cares? But one of the ones that I got was like a cilantro lime or something. And I was like, never had this before, but let's try it. It was really good. It was already like, pre-seasoned, marinated, whatever. I just had to like pop it into the oven and like cook it. But it was real good. I was impressed. I probably will get that again. And it actually wasn't that unreasonably priced for it to be, already like seasoned and whatnot. Not bad. So yeah, dinner was fantastic. I had that with like some bulgur and some like mixed veggies or whatever. So yeah, made dinner, ate dinner, listened to 12% of this. I think in the next sprint, I'm probably going to do my skincare. And then once I'm finished with that, if there's still time left over, I'm probably going to do some sprint hopping. Because I know Jess was sprinting earlier for, what are they reading again? Oh, Wait, it's not for It. It's for the Stephen King book. I forget what it is. Is It a Stephen King book? I just randomly thought about that. I think it might be. But no, that's not the book I was talking about. Oh my gosh, why can I not remember what book they're reading for Jess's read-along? We talked about this earlier. It's not The Stand. Salem's Lot. Salem's Lot is what they're reading. I know that she was sprinting earlier for Salem's Lot. I know that Kat normally sprints on Wednesdays, and maybe some other people I don't know are sprinting. So I do want to try to get some sprint hopping done, but I need to wash my face first so that I can be ready for bed once sprints are over. Because, like I said, I have to go into the office, so I have to get up super early. So I need to make sure that all my stuff is prepped so that I can like go to bed as soon as this is over. So yeah, that was how my sprint went. That is what I am planning on doing for the next sprint. Let's see, where did I leave off? I think here. Oh wait, maybe it was here. Chaos in a beautiful way. I'm glad. Good news, you're my team lead next month. Yay! Join the bandwagon again. Shameless plug. If you are not part of Fablin, join Fablin and join the blue team of the Eldritch Investigators. We're going to have a good time. Good morning. Just woke up. We'll be continuing Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt. Nice. I haven't heard people talk about that book in a while. At one point, I think this was maybe back in like the earlier part of the year. Like it might have been like back in February or January or something. I feel like so many people were reading that book. And I was just like, and I think it was because it was like book of the month or something at the time. I still have not read it. But a lot of people that I know that read it really liked it. They gave it pretty, high stars. So I hope that you're enjoying it. Let's update. Looks like you were reading Phantom last time. Did you finish that and how was it? That is a book that me and Donna have actually been meaning to read for a while. It just, life gets busy, things happen, things pop up, whatever. So we just haven't gotten around to it yet. But I wonder, I need to reach out to her. I mean, I talked to her earlier today, but we weren't talking about like buddy read stuff. We were talking about K-pop Demon Hunters and Teddy Hamilton. But I need to reach out to her to see if she wants to read Phantom this month. That would be great. Hello, Sash. How are you? Ooh, editing a book haul right now. Nice. That's exciting. Hello to Sash. Got to 16%. Washed the dishes. Cleaned out the fridge/freezer. Nice. Cleaning is going well, I see. Listen to 15% more. Have about 55 minutes left. Nice. 55 minutes regular time or 55 minutes like on 2x speed? 54% into Cat Among the Pumpkins for some readathon called Mystic. Cat Among the Pumpkins. I have not heard of this. Let's see. Did you finish? You were reading Warriors Into the Wild, and you were also reading Gloam. Have you finished either of those? Cat Among the Pumpkins. See, I got the worst task of the month done, trimming the cat's nails and putting on flea beds. Yes, I imagine that could be a stressful time. That could be quite difficult. Got to page 370 of 387 of Skin. Gonna finish it during the shiny bit. Nice, yes, please mute me. It looks like you have like 17 pages left. Mute us and finish your book. Congrats to Jeannie. Go Glenda. Thanks, Molly. Hello to Jeannie, Nicole, Bree, and all those who have joined us. Lexi read 38 pages. Nice. Hello, Kiana. How are you? How goes things? What are you up to today? Got 30 more minutes of work. Well, that's good. You already know. I've said this before. Those last 30 minutes, are you really doing work? That's the time where like you go to the bathroom, you pack your bag. You just kind of like do random things to pass the time so that you can like literally walk out the door in 30 minutes. Didn't get a lot of read at 81%. That's okay. Okay, on 1.5 speed. Okay. The octopus is the main character. It's so cute. And yes, I enjoyed the video. Oh, good. I'm glad. I'm excited to read that because Donna and I have buddy read the whole rest of the Cat and Mouse like universe. Technically, it's weird because the Cat and Mouse is considered a duet, but there are like other books that are part of the universe, like Satan's Affair, Where's Molly, and Phantom. All of those books are still part of the universe, but I don't know if they're considered part of like the Cat and Mouse duet. It's weird how they kind of like break that up or whatever. But yeah, I consider it all one series, even if it's not technically all one series. No calls? Good. Excellent. Hello to Kiana. All right, so I'm going to tell you guys how... I meant to do this in the last part, but I forgot. I'm going to tell you guys how the convention went, or try to recap the convention, because it was chaotic, but like in a good way. Not chaotic and like it was disorganized. It just was like so many things happening and like, a bunch of people and like just trying to keep track of like the schedule and making sure that you're where you're supposed to be and all that kind of stuff. But we got down there on Friday, and Friday they had a karaoke night, which was a lot of fun. I did not sign up to sing anything, although in hindsight, I kind of wish that I had, because I think it would have been fun to like get up on stage with them and like sing with them. I didn't realize like before, because this is the first time that I've gone to this particular convention. I've been to other TVD conventions that were hosted by like other companies, whatever. But this is the first time that I went to like this company's convention. So I didn't know that like they were going to be on stage with you like while you're singing. So if I had known that, I probably would have picked something to sing, even though I don't really do karaoke. I would have found something to sing because that would have been really funny. But it was, I'm trying to think who was there for karaoke night. It was the same people there for karaoke night as the people that were there the next day. So that was Friday night. Saturday was the actual like convention start. So there were like panels all day. I forget all the different panels that there were. But then at night there was like a concert, a Mercy Mode concert. So if you don't know who Mercy Mode is, if you've seen the originals, Oliver from the originals has a band called Mercy Mode. If you've seen season 4 of the Vampire Diaries, Aiden, who was one of the hybrids that they were trying to get him to like break the sire bond or whatever, he used to be a part of Mercy Mode. I don't think he's in the band anymore. He used to be the drummer. I don't think he's the drummer anymore, but like they're still like really good friends or whatever. So yeah, that's Mercy Mode. That's their band. They had a concert on Saturday night, which was also chaotic in the best way. So it's the same people at karaoke night that there was at the concert. So it was, if you've seen Legacies, Caleb from Legacies. Also, if you haven't seen Legacies, if you watch like The Chi, he's on The Chi. I forget what his character's name is on The Chi because I don't watch The Chi. My mom does. So I know that he's on there, but I don't know what his name is. But Chris Lee was there. Who else? Rick Cosnett was there, who plays Dr. Wes Maxfield in season 5 of the Vampire Diaries. Luke, what is Luke's real name? Chris Brochu. He plays Luke, which is one of the Gemini twins in season 6. He was there. He was so wasted at the karaoke night. He was so wasted. Like they were all drinking, you could tell, but he was like, this man was faded, okay? It was the best. It was so great. He was just like in the audience, like walking around, like walking up to people, like singing. I'm just like, oh my gosh, this man. So like that's how I knew that he was drinking. Because when he came up to me, you could like smell it. I was just like, oh, this man, he's lit. Like, okay, let's see how you get down, brother. But yeah, he was there. Who else? I said Oliver. I said Aiden. Am I missing someone? I feel like I'm missing someone. Maybe not. Maybe that was everybody. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody. But yeah, they were there for karaoke night. That was a lot of fun. That was awesome. And then, like I said, we had panels all day Saturday. That was a lot of fun. And it was also interesting just like listening to them talk about different things. Like, so I'm trying to think who had panels on Saturday. The days kind of like blur together, so I can't remember like who was which day. But I know that like obviously, you know, Michael Trevino had one. I was there. Michael Trevino shouted out my YouTube channel. That was crazy. I was like, this is insane. This is not happening right now. I was like, oh my gosh, my husband knows who I am. Insane. But yeah, Michael Trevino had a panel. Elijah and Freya, which is Daniel Gillies and Riley Vocal, they did a panel. when Daniel did his panel, I forget how they brought this up. Some kind of way they started talking about Nina being like with Sean. I don't remember how this came up in the conversation, like during the panel. But he was like, yeah, like she's with that snowboarder guy. And the whole crowd was like, no, like everybody started freaking out. And he was like, what? Everyone's like, they broke up. He was like, oh. He was like, I didn't know. So that was really funny. Like the crowd reaction and then his reaction to the crowd reaction. That was really funny. I'm trying to think who else did panels. Obviously, you guys saw if you were in the Discord, Kat and Michael Malarkey. So Bonnie and Enzo, they did a panel. That was super cute. Bonnie's such a girl's girl, so if you ever meet her, like don't ask her to choose between Elena and Caroline because she literally won't do it. There were a couple of people that like tried to get her to do like F, Marry, Kill or like, you know, different things where she would have to choose between like who she liked better between Caroline and Elena. She will not do it. She's such a girl's girl. She's also just, I mean, it's Kat Graham. Like she's incredible. I can talk about her forever. So that was awesome. Who else was there on Saturday? I can't remember. Riley did a panel by herself, and she talked a lot about Taylor Swift, and she also talked about being a new mom because she just had a baby 2 months ago. So we talked a lot about that. I think Chris Lee did a panel with Leo Howard. Those are both characters from Legacies. I forget what Leo's name was on Legacies. But like I said, Chris was Caleb. They did a panel. That was fun. Also, I did an improv class. Completely forgot about this. I don't know how. Did an improv class on Saturday with Chris Lee. That was awesome. That was so funny. If you've ever taken an improv class, then you know that like improv can get really wacky, right? This definitely got super wacky, but it was a lot of fun. He's a lot of fun. He's like super high energy. He's also really good at improv, which, you know, that's not surprising. He's a professional actor, but like still, like, he's really good at improv. So that also made it super fun. Like, we had all these like really crazy scenarios, like, oh, you're a potato going into a deep fryer, but like you don't have anything to wear. Or I forget, what were we? We were like vampires who were going to like a hot springs in the North Pole, and there were alligators in the pool, but the gym was closed or something. I forget what the scenarios were, but they were just like super crazy scenarios. So like that was so much fun. Really great time doing that. What else happened? Sunday was also panels. Aiden and Ada, who plays Micah, who plays Aiden, and Chase, who plays Oliver, they did a panel together. I'm like, oh, Ian's panel was on Sunday. Ian did a panel by himself. It was supposed to be Ian and Paul, but Paul had to like film something or whatever, so he had to leave early. So it was just Ian by himself. That was also amazing. Like, just getting to talk to Ian Somerhalder one-on-one was insane. I've never done that before. I've seen him before, but I've never like gotten to talk to him or have a conversation with him. So like that was super cool. Got his autograph added to the shirt. So my shirt now has, after this weekend, I added Daniel Gillis, Ian Somerhalder, and Candace King. Candace King is a real life vampire because she literally does not age. I don't understand how she still looks the way that she looks. Like, she looks younger than me, okay? This woman is at least like 6 years older than me, and she looks like she's younger than me. I don't understand. Like, I don't know what her skincare routine is, but like, I need to know the secrets because she looks fucking incredible, and I need to know how she's doing it. Because what do you mean? Her and Kat Graham. I'm just like, what do you mean you're almost 40? Like, no, you're not. You can't be. So yeah, that was great. And Candace is so sweet. Oh my gosh, this is the first time that I ever met Candace. I had never met her before. She's so sweet. She's so nice. She's actually kind of funny, which I wasn't expecting. She's a little bit of a comedian, so that was cool. That was another panel that they did. I don't know if it was Saturday or Sunday, but Candace and Matt Davis, so Caroline and Alaric, did a panel together. That was also really funny. And Alaric kept talking about how he had just eaten some kind of sandwich. I don't know if it was a Philly cheesesteak or what it was. He ate some kind of sandwich before he came on stage, and he was like, it wasn't agreeing with him. And he felt like he was going to throw up. So different times he would be like, I might just barf right now. I'm sorry, y'all. They were like, oh, is there a trash can? And he was wearing a hat. They were like, oh, just throw up in your hat. So yeah, that was fun. They were a good time. I've seen Alaric before. Usually when I've seen him in the past, he's drunk. So the stuff that he says is unhinged. He made some kind of joke the last time I saw him. It was something that was like crazy. It had something to do with like oral and like a 12-year-old. I don't remember what he said, but it was something crazy where I'm just like, oh no, sorry. It wasn't oral and a 12-year-old. It was something that he said about oral, but he said it in front of a 12-year-old. And it was just like, oh, maybe you shouldn't say things like that in front of children. But yeah, he's a crazy man, but he actually wasn't crazy. He actually was on like his best behavior this weekend, which was interesting to see. There were a lot of questions that he actually didn't answer. I was just like, oh wow, look at him maturing. So that was cool. I'm trying to think, did anything else happen? I'm trying to think if anything else like notable happened. I don't know. It just was a fun time. It was also fun just like getting to meet other people who are also just as obsessed with my favorite show as I am. So like that was really cool. So yeah, I recommend if you guys ever get a chance to go to a convention, the first thing I will say is be careful which companies you like buy tickets to go to. Because if you have not ever heard of, there's a company whose name I won't even say at this point because they've gone out of business and hopefully they never return. If you know, you know, but it was a big scandal back in July because they basically sold tickets to an event, canceled the event, and then a lot of people have not gotten their money back from that. And that was actually the company that hosted the convention that I went to last year, which was amazing, but their business practices, not good. So they've gone out of business. Like I said, hopefully they never return. But because of all of that chaos that happened back in July, there are a lot of companies that are kind of like, you know, up and coming, which is great. But one of the issues with that big company was the fact that they were people who actually didn't really know what they were doing. And so they were putting on these events and they weren't doing it well because they didn't really have any experience doing this. So I worry that there are going to be companies that are now emerging trying to do this stuff, and they also don't really know. They just see that there's like a space, there's a gap now that big company is out of the way and they want to try to get in, but they don't really have their ducks in a row. So just be careful. Like if you're going to go to conventions, like make sure you're doing it with companies that are established or companies that you trust and stuff like that. But yeah, definitely recommend going if you get the chance because it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. So that's my spiel on the things that happened during the convention. I think I posted some of the pictures, some of the quotes. Like Candace completely forgot that Stefan got marked with the sword, which was crazy because that's basically what all of season 7 was about. So I don't know how she forgot that. She was like, Stefan got marked with the sword? She was like, what? I was like, ma'am, what do you mean? That's literally what the whole season was about. There was something else that somebody said. I think it was Ian. I can't remember what he said, but I'm just like, sir, how do you not know? You were there. But yeah, that's my spiel. If you guys have like more specific questions, feel free to like post them in the chat or like DM me or whatever. But yeah, that's my story of how it went. All in all, it was a great time. Bought lots of merch. If you ever get to meet Rick Cosnett, because Rick Cosnett, if you ever go down to Mystic Falls, like Covington, down in Georgia, there's a company called Main Street Trolleys. I think that's what they're called. And they're an amazing company. I love them. I try to support them whenever I can and give them shout outs and stuff. But they do like tours and stuff. And they host this like frat party thing that they do every so often. I don't know if it's like yearly or I don't know how often they do it, but they do like a frat party that is like themed off of the frat party that happens in season 5 where Damon and Elena and who did she go with? It was Damon, Elena, and somebody else. And they went as like Jack the Ripper and the girls that he like murdered or whatever. And that's when they do the whole like I feel so close to you, like that whole thing. They actually throw a frat party at the house where that scene was filmed. And Rick Cosnett a lot of times comes. He's usually like the special guest or whatever. I had no idea how awesome that guy was. I had never met him before. Andrew Lees. Andrew Lees was the person that was also at the karaoke night and at the concert. Andrew Lees, if you've seen the originals, he plays Lucian. Just forgot about that. He was also there. He's great. But anyway, back to Rick. Rick Cosnett, who plays Dr. West. He's awesome. First of all, I did not know he was, I think he's like South African or something, or he's either South African or Australian. Did not even know this man had an accent. He started talking. I was like, whoa, what's happening right now? But also like, I did not know he was gay. Amazing. He's so gay and it's so awesome. I'm obsessed with him. He's so nice and he's just so like all over the place, but like in the best way possible. So if you ever get a chance to like meet him, do it. You will not regret it. He's awesome. Same thing with like Leo Howard. Although Leo Howard, he's not gay or from South Africa or anything like that, but he's also just like really nice, like really sweet. Like these are people that like I actually had like conversations with. Some celebrities, they're like, oh, you have to pay me to like talk to me. Like these were guys that like, you could just like walk up to them and just like start chatting with them. They're like real people, and it was really cool. So yeah, I'll stop now. Let me see where. I think here. You just called me Weird Molly. I did? Did I? Hello to Glenda. Okay. I did not know that. Okay, cool. I think I'm trying to remember where was I gonna read it. I think I was gonna read it on Libby. I think, but maybe I did have it on KU. I can't remember because we haven't read it yet. I don't remember like where I was planning to get it from, but now I have to look. But that's good to know that it is on KU. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It really was. I definitely, like I said, if you get the chance to go, it's worth it. It really is. Especially if you've never been, it's definitely worth it. And I would say that if you've never been, if you have the means to, I would splurge on like whatever the highest package is or whatever, because you're going to get the most like FaceTime with people, like autographs, photos. Like a lot of times like autographs from certain people are included, photos from certain people are included, rather than you having to like pay extra for those things. It's like included. Also, when you get like the highest package, you usually get to sit like as close to the front as you can, where the stage is, whatever. Because I've seen a lot of these people and I've met a lot of them and I've talked to them already, I did not get the highest package because I just didn't need that. And like I said, during the convention, different times they'll be walking around and you can kind of just talk to them. Like I had conversations with like Chase, Aiden, what is Aiden? Micah, Leo, Rick, like so many of them. I just like walked up to them and just start talking and they're just like, super chill about it. But yeah, if you've never been, I recommend, if you have the means to and you can afford to, go for the highest package because you'll get the most bang for your buck. Then after you've done the highest package, then you can dial it back because you're like, oh, I've done all this stuff now. And then you can just go and do the stuff that you like haven't done, which is what I did this time, which is why I only got autographs from Daniel, Candace, and Ian, because almost everybody else, at least like the main cast, I think the only people that I'm missing that's part of like the main cast is I don't have Klaus, I don't have Rebecca, and neither one of them were there this weekend. I don't have Klaus, Rebecca, or Enzo. Those are the three that I don't have. So next time, this gives me an excuse to go again. And next time I go, hopefully, one of the three or all three of them will be there. And I'll use that as an excuse like, oh, well, I have to go because I have to finish getting my autographs on my shirt. So yeah, I just keep collecting autographs on this shirt and then I put it in the case. And yeah. See your Instagram story? Yeah. The things that were happening. Rick Cosnett, this man took his shirt off at the karaoke night. And then he also took his shirt off at the concert. I was like, oh, this man just doesn't like wearing clothes, which is fine with me. He looks great, okay? He may be gay, but he's great eye candy. I'm not going to lie. So yeah, him dancing, hilarious. And like I said, with Chris Brochu being intoxicated, also hilarious. And Chris Lee, he's, like I said, he's so full of energy. He sang Pony by Genuine. If you know the song, then you know. And he was like on the ground, like doing the thing, grinding. It was quite entertaining. Got to 59% of the bone witch. It's about time for bed. Long drive tomorrow. Yeah. Have fun. You'll have to let me know how it goes, how the festival is. I hope you enjoy your time in Maryland. But all right, we are going to jump into this next sprint. I think instead of doing a 45, we're actually going to do a 30 because I ran my mouth for so long that if we do a 45 at this point, it'll take us over time to be ready for Atia. So we're going to do a 30, and that'll give us time to chat a little bit when we get back. Not for as long, hopefully. And then, yeah, we'll be able to head out and head on over to Atia's channel for her sprints that start in about 40 minutes. Let's see, there we go. All right, I will see you guys back here in 30 minutes. Happy winding down. are back. That was our, oh, this is not the right layout. There we go. It's like, I am too big on the screen. That was our final sprint. I did wash my face during that sprint, listen to a little more of this book. Let's see, how far am I into that? I left off. Actually, I don't remember where I left off. I think I was at, I don't know, I might have read like maybe 8% or something. I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention to where I started, where I left off. So yeah, read some more. So I now have an hour and 45 minutes left of this. So hopefully I can finish this tomorrow. That'll be the goal. We'll see. Who knows? Who can say? But yeah, I listened to that while I was washing my face. I cleaned up the kitchen, like put the dishes in the dishwasher and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm good to go. As soon as I get done here, I was trying to, my hands were wet, so I couldn't put my moisturizer on because I wanted my hands to be dry by the time I do that. So in a couple of seconds, I'll be putting my moisturizer on, and then once I'm done with that, I can go to bed. Well, let's see how you guys did. Where did we leave off? I think here, maybe? Going for Battle Mountain by CJ Box, because I don't know if Runix is BIPOC or not. Yeah, I've never seen this author. I've also never read anything by this author. So I have no idea if Runix is BIPOC. If anybody in the chat knows, help them all out. Let us know. Do you know who will host closeout sprints? So tentatively, the plan is that I will be doing closeout sprints on Tuesday the 30th, I think. It's only 30 days in September, right? The Tuesday the 30th, I am planning to do closeout sprints from 6 to 10, which is the same time that I would normally do like Wind Down Wednesday, just on Tuesday. My hesitation, though, is do I want to do sprints 2 days in a row? Because then obviously like Wind Down Wednesday will be the next day, and that's also the first day of Fablin. So I need to check with Margaret because I don't think that she has put out the like sprint sign up and sprint schedule and stuff for Fablin. So I don't know if she is planning on doing like kickoff sprints for Fablin on Wednesday, and if so, what time? Because I don't want to conflict with her. So if she's doing sprints on Wednesday, then maybe I won't do Wind Down Wednesday sprints. I'll just do closeout sprints on Tuesday instead. So stay tuned. Gives you a reason to subscribe and ring the bell. So depending on what happens, you get notified one way or the other. Maybe I'll do Tuesday and Wednesday. Maybe I'll just do Tuesday. I don't know. So it's kind of up in the air. But as of right now, the plan is that I'm going to do Tuesday and Wednesday from 6 to 10 p.m. But that could change. Speaking of that, though, just like speaking of like scheduling and stuff like that, I do have sprints on Sunday, this Sunday, and the sprint time has changed. I don't know if you guys ever knew what time I was originally sprinting or if that was only something that was on the sprint schedule for the host. Because I know that Christina updates like the BookTube Bible and stuff like that, so I don't know if she had put that on the BookTube Bible or not. But the time for sprints on Sunday has changed. I don't remember what the original time was, but I've moved the time. The watch along time, which is the final 3 episodes of season 3, that time has also changed. If you look in the Discord and you go to like the events section, like the little calendar thing or whatever, you will see the new time for the watch along reflected there. I have something that I need to do on Sunday, so I had to push sprints in the watch along up so that it was a little bit earlier so that I could get to what I need to get to on Sunday later in the afternoon. So yeah, those are some of the updates for what's to come. Sprints on Sunday, the final. So we have a watch along on Friday, this Friday, and then we also have the last watch along is going to be on Sunday, and then close out sprints on Tuesday, and then Wind Down Wednesday on Wednesday. Hopefully all that made sense. If it didn't make sense, just rewind this and watch it again. Oh, nice. 3% more. Nothing wrong with that. It was only 30 minutes, so whatever. Got to 73%. Nice. Don't forget, before the convention, you said that you would tell us how many total rounds. Oh, is that what I said? You know, amnesia is the son of a gun, you know? Got to page 9 of Interpreter of Maladies by, is it I don't know how you say this. I'm not even going to pretend to say this author's name. Let's add that to our list. Let's see. Oh, my keyboard is asleep. Oh, wow. The last book that I had for you, Kiana, was back in June. You were reading Home is Where the Bodies Are. Did you end up liking that? Let's see. Interpreter Melody. Perfect. Made it to 87%. Here comes the reveal. See if it's who you thought it was. Read 25 pages of Manacled. Oh, good. I finished reading Skin. Very good. I'll wait until I finish and submit my main book prompt before submitting my bonus book. Excellent. Very well done, Glenda. Glenda got to page 63. So next one, spreads will be regular spreads. So regular, sort of like regular in a sense where it'll be like, you know, same time as I always do, 6 to 10, Wind Down Wednesday. But they are probably going to be like Fabelin themed instead of them being like Mystic themed. Margaret hasn't like sent us anything yet, so like backgrounds, timers, all that kind of stuff. I don't know what any of that stuff looks like. Even like thumbnails, like we haven't gotten any of that yet. So I can't like describe to you what it's going to look like because I don't even know myself. But it will likely be Fabelin themed since I am one of the co-hosts for Fabelin, and Fabelin starts, I'm pretty sure, on Wednesday. So that's why I say it depends. I don't know what Margaret is planning to do as far as like kickoff sprints and stuff. I don't know if she's going to be sprinting all day. She's going to be sprinting in the evening, the morning. I don't really know yet. So more to come. Like I said, subscribe, hit the bell. That way, whenever I go live, hopefully you get a notification. Although I did not get a notification from YouTube today when this sprint started. So, you know, YouTube does what it wants to do. Finish my book. Yay! Congrats. Yay for finishing your book, Sadia. Yes, congrats. Christina is probably either sprint hopping, which I said I was going to do, but I literally have not even finished washing my face yet. I still have my things on my wrist from when I was washing my face. Still have to put my moisturizer on before I lay down. So needless to say, I did not have extra time like I thought I was going to. So I did not get to do any sprint hopping. But Christina's probably sprint hopping, or she might be asleep because it is late. But normally she posts like the links to all the stuff or whatever. But the link to Atia's sprints is in the chat. We'll have to scroll up probably a little far to find it. But Christina did put it in the chat a while ago. So if you are planning to head over there, I'm trying to see if I can find the link. Because I know it's in here. I'm getting close. Here we go. This comment right here. This is where we're all heading over to. And it's starting at 10 p.m., not 9 p.m. I don't know where the one is. She did fix it and change it. Here we go. 10. There we go. Boom. So this is where we're all heading over to. If you guys are looking for more sprints, feel free to head over to Atia's channel. And hopefully we'll see you over there. I will definitely pop in the beginning for sure before I go to bed. Thank you, Molly. But all right, folks. I will see you guys somewhere else on the internet. Like I said, watch along Friday in the Discord. Sprints on Sunday. Watch along in the Discord on Sunday. Close out sprints on Tuesday. Wind down Wednesday on Wednesday. So you'll see lots of stuff. Also, the video for the poll pick for weeks 3 and 4 should be coming out at some point between, like, I'm going to say Saturday and Tuesday. Somewhere between Saturday and Tuesday is when that video is going to come out. So be on the lookout for that as well. You're welcome, Jamie. Thank you so much for being here. Oops. Good night, Bree. Have a good evening. You're welcome. You're welcome, Glenda. Yes, I will see you guys soon if you're heading over to Atia's. And if not, I'll see you on Friday or Sunday. But otherwise, I'll see you somewhere else. Maybe in the Discord, maybe on the internet. But either way, I'll be around. Have a wonderful evening if it's nighttime where you are, or have a wonderful day if it's daytime where you are. And I'll see you somewhere else on the internet. Bye.
For over a century, stories lay still, etched in the stone and buried by will, sealed in the coffins, hidden from sight, guarding the truth too dark for the light. But secrets like are breaking, the silence is gone, the original stir, the magic returns, and deep in the pages the tension still